Siphokophele phambili nohlelo mbukeli. Indaba yokuzibulala kwentsha lapha kwelengabadi isogudwini muva nje. Ukukhwantalala kanye nengcindezi kuhlasele kakhulu ngisho nosaziwayo bakuleli. Izingane nazo azisali kulenkiyankiya. Izibalo ezashicilelwa inhlangano iCenters for Disease Control and Prevention, iCDC ngamafuphi, zaveza ukuba zibalelwa ku-15.1% izingane ezingenwa ukukhwantalala zisencane. Inhlangano iTeddy Bear Foundation izama ngakho konke-ke ukuba lezi balo zingabhebhetheki kuhle komlilo wequbula. Oxoxisana nathi kabanzi mayelana nalolu daba-ke sixhumana bukhoma no-Dr. Omar novela kuyona inhlangano iTeddy Bear Foundation. Doctor, good morning. Welcome to Kids News.
Thank you very much. Good morning to everybody.
All right, thank you. Thank you so much for joining us. Now, let's simplify the terms mental health, because I'm sure that kids, they might relate differently to the term. In simple words, how would you describe or, explain what mental health is?
So mental health could be how a child is coping, their feelings, their behaviors, their attitude. Are they feeling safe? Are they feeling that they're in a good space? Because if we look at the opposite of mental health, we're going to find that children are going to be demonstrating other behaviors, unacceptable behaviors, or emotions that are quite disturbing, whether it's sadness, whether it's depression, anxiety, autism, ADHD, the children who are, displaying hyperactivity behavior. So these are kind of things that we need to look at when we're looking at the well-being and health, mental health of a child. And of course, mental health also looks at what is in the best interest of the child.
All right, so you just touched base on some of the behavioral changes that a child might have when they are going through depression. Can you just elaborate on some of the factors? If I'm sitting at home with a child, or my younger sister or my younger brother is behaving in a certain way, what are some of the key elements that I'm supposed to look at? What are some of the behavioral issues that they might have to show that they do have depression?
So I think it's very difficult. It's not clear cut, but often we think that a child, if a child is disruptive, if a child is disorderly, if a child displays aggression or is actually quite violent, we're going to say that that's a bad child or a mad child, and that child is oppositional defiant. But we need to actually unpack the layers, because behind that mad child or bad child, there's usually a sad child. So what you would find in depression is sometimes children will stop eating a lot, sleep a lot or not sleep, would withdraw from any activities or interests or hobbies or play activities that they've previously enjoyed, suddenly withdraw from that. They isolate themselves. So, in terms of their behaviors, but even in terms of their body language, where they actually just close up.
It
so
changes.
Those are alarming things that one. Yes,
yeah.
And you have to look at it in context, not in isolation. Don't single out one thing and say this child is depressed. Or sometimes you would find that a child is biting his or her nails, pulling their hair, pinching themselves, but also hurting other children. So those are telltale signs of alarming an adult or a significant other to delve deeper into what's actually going on in this child's life.
Yeah. All right. Now, the world that we are living in is currently changing, and it's constantly changing. We just went through COVID-19, 2 years of COVID-19, and the unemployment rate is sky high in South Africa right now. One might just sit at home and think to themselves, these issues, they only relate to adults only. But how do these issues affect kids?
Well, certainly, I think if we just look around us, we have seen an increased incidence of, behavioral disorders where children have demonstrated a lot of violence against other children. Children are actually not coping with, they've become aggressive. Children have, their grades at school have dropped. Children have lost interest in not only in their schooling activities, but also social engagement. We've also seen attempted suicides, and we've seen completed suicides, but also self-destructive behavioral patterns where some children have resorted to bullying online, cyberbullying, but substance abuse. And I think this is something that we need to take cognizance of, that COVID-19 and the whole pandemic has impacted not only on the lives of adults, but also on children, their fears, their anxieties, being compounded by the fact that they've seen lots of people losing loved ones. So their fear of losing a loved one, or they may have lost a loved one, but also multiple losses in terms of social engagement, schooling, and all the things that were previously available have not been available or accessible, where children have been locked in, trapped, and immobilized.
All right, now you just spoke of cyberbullying and social media. A lot of our viewers, they follow celebrities on social media, and we've seen a number of celebrities going through depression and ending up committing suicide skyrocket. A lot of celebrities are killing themselves. Now, kids, they tend to copy whatever that celebrities are doing, you know, online, whether on the internet or with their lives and everything. How do you think this impact kids?
So, well, firstly, children identify with reference groups. They identify with celebrity figures, with icons, people that they look up to, people that they revere. And when these people are resolving situations, that is how they're solving their problems. Children often learn behavior. It's observational theory. It's a socially conditioned response. And they mimic what their icons or reference groups are doing. And that is what they do. They replicate that kind of behavior, and they, you know, feel that that's a way out. That's a form of escapism. If the person they look up to is doing that kind of behavior, they, you know, they would just follow suit and mimic that
and
kind of
do the very
conduct.
same thing. Yeah. All right. Thank you so much, Dr. Omar. I hope that the people that are watching the show at home are going to learn something and definitely not kill themselves, right?
Thank you.
All right, thank you so much. Mbukeli onendlebe uzwile okwamanje ake sithi qhu eyitolo unganyakazi siyabuya.